Hello, Farmer Nation. Backyard Farmer here. Um, Apologize, it's been a little while since I made a video. Had sometimes real life kind of gets in the way, and been a little under the weather too. So I, I hope that you guys forgive me and bear with me here. I had a person um, uh, commenting about scenes and what to do about them, and I answered and replied their comment that it wasn't you can't really find scenes right now anywhere, and there are lots of reports from um, companies that sell scenes that we're going to probably have a shortage of those next year. Not that you're not going to be able to get a seed right anywhere, but one, you can about bet the bank they're going to be more expensive, and two, they're probably going to be hard to find. You might not be able to find them quite the variety that you like. So I told them, well, I'll do a video on seed saving, and here we are. So, of course, to be able to save a seed, it has to be an heirloom variety, right? Non-GMO. Can't be any kind of hybrid. So, make sure that what you're doing is that. Um, and if you save the seeds, your seeds, they save if you keep them in a cool, dark place, like in an envelope, in a refrigerator. Once they're ready to be stored, you can save them for a couple of years. So it's not like you've got to use them all right away. So that's another good thing. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just have 4 things right now today I'm going to cover. One's going to be zucchini, cucumber, tomato, and banana pepper. So let's get right into it. Okay, so zucchini. I've already pre-cut these. So you want your zucchini to be, I did a real hack job on it, as you can see. You want your zucchini to be, obviously, just let it go. You can let it start to, you can see where it starts to kind of yellow, that yellowish orange. It gets sort of ridges there in it. You want to let it get to that stage, or maybe even a little further, because then that is when it's ready for seed. You can't really eat it at this point, so it's just for seeds. So what we do, and I've got a bowl here with a little bit of warm water in it, and I'm just going to take my zucchini and pulp it all, and I'm just going to take the seeds and pulp and things, and then just sort of go through and let it go in there into this warm water with the pulp, and I will make sure I get it all out. You can do it with I'm sure you can get in there with a spoon and do it. I just use my fingers. It's quicker and easier. All right, and the reason we got a little bit of warm water here is we're just gonna. That's just so we can kind of wash it around and let it get the all the stuff off of it, right? We want to just be the seed and not this pulpy stuff, because um, inside of these plants, this pulp and things, is just actually has like a growth retardant, a natural growth retardant that keeps the seeds from sprouting while they're inside of the plant. So we want to make sure that we get all that kind of residue rinsed off of it, because we don't want that. So now, all right, so we've got it. And what we'll do is we'll let that sit for probably a day or so, and I'll kind of swish it around a little, and then I will take them and rinse them off to make sure that the excess that was on there is gone. Okay, so good enough for the sake of this. So now you can see that I have, oh goodness, I don't know. I mean, I couldn't count the seeds. We're talking, okay, so what I'll do is I will just take them, and after I rinse them and stuff, you can use some sort of sieve. I bought this for, I think, $1 or something at the dollar store. Just it actually goes in like your sink, right? To catch, pieces of food or whatever that might, when you're doing dishes, maybe that might sink through, go through there and clog up your pipes. I use that. I'll just pour the seeds in there. I'll, running water, and then I'll put them on a towel. Let them dry good for a couple days, and there I will put them in an envelope, put them in the refrigerator. It doesn't have to be in the refrigerator, but I like the refrigerator because obviously it's cool, it's dark. As long as you have somewhere cool, dark place, you can do that. Okay, next to me, cucumber. So like I said, with the cucumber, obviously this is the cucumber that, right, we're all sort of used to. This is a seed cucumber, right? There's the exact same kind. You just let this one grow longer and let it yellow. It has to yellow on the vine, and then it's ready for seed. So again, you need the warm water. Got a quart jar here with some warm water in it, and I'm going to do the same sort of technique that I did with the zucchini, and I'm just going to go in and just, doesn't matter, like say if you get pulp and all in it, whatever, and we're going to go through, and the reason it gets yellow, that's actually mature. The green cucumber, most of the fruits and vegetables that we eat really are actually immature. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, you can still eat that yellow cucumber, but boy, would it ever be bitter. So I don't recommend you eat it. And even, you know what, if your cucumbers and you're new to gardening and it didn't do good this year and you've only got a couple, well, hey, if you got them still out there on the vine, let them go to seed, because those were the strongest ones anyway, right? Because they grew. So, and also a good thing about saving your own seeds is those seeds are now used to the type of soil that you have. So there's no, you know it's going to grow next year, and it'll grow easier. So there we are. getting our seeds out of the other half of it. Oh, all right. Now, what we will do here is we'll let it go. This we want to let it, they call this fermenting. We'll do this for this and for tomato. You want to let them kind of sit in this water for a couple days and just sort of stir them here and there. And at the end of a couple days, the pulpy type stuff will be floating on top mostly. And also you'll notice you'll have some seeds floating on top. Those seeds are no good. The good seeds sink to the bottom. So the ones that are floating on top you can skim off, and because they're more than likely hollow or there's something wrong with them. You can see there, most of mine are on the bottom, but you can see I've got a couple floating on top already. So food for thought on that. And alright, so next thing I've got is I have my tomatoes. I'm going to just do one, and just to show you. What I do with that, I make it easier. I cut it into quarters. Like I said, I already pre-cut this stuff. So again, my warm water, and again, same technique, right? I'm just going to go in there with my finger, and I'm going to pull all that out. And same deals with the cucumbers. We want to let that sit, you know. And with tomatoes, not to me as long, a day or so, maybe two. And then you can go and skim the pulpy type stuff off, and the bad seeds that are floating, you can skim them off. Now I will caution you this, we don't want to be mixing, right? So this particular tomato, if you grow another type of tomato, don't mix them all together, right? We want to keep our seeds separate, right? So if you've got like beefsteak tomatoes and Rutgers, for instance, you don't want to put them all together, right? You want to keep them separate. Well, my chickens are going to like me here in a little while when they eat this stuff. But there you go. And you can see we've got some seeds on top floating, and majority of them are down here on bottom. So like I said, let's sit a day or two, skim it, it's ready to go. Okay, so now this is an easy one, and this is a banana pepper, and you can do this for any type of pepper. It doesn't need it doesn't need fermenting in water. You don't need to rinse anything off, and we all know, like I said, I've already cut it, but we all know with any kind of pepper, our seed pod is pretty much at the top, right? There are some seeds growing inside down the length of it, but they're mostly found at the very top. So that's where we cut it. And as you can see here, I've got my paper towel, and I am just going to I'm just going to move my my thing here, just kind of squeeze it and twist a little bit back and forth, and you can start to see all the seeds coming out of it, right? Okay. You can put them on a paper plate. You can put them on a paper towel. Some people don't like a paper towel because they say it sticks, you know. And I can do the same thing with this. To get those few seeds, I'll just sort of twist and move it around. You can see them coming out. I use the paper towel method. I think that's fine. You can give it a day or two to dry, right? And then, just like everything else, you can label it, then put an envelope, cool, dry place. I suggest the refrigerator. That's really it. All I have for you today. Again, sorry it took me so long to get a video out. I appreciate everybody's patience. If you would, I appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share. And comments, any comments you have. Any tips or tricks you've learned along the way. We'd all love to hear, because we're all learning, right, as we go. We're all at different levels. And someone may have been doing this for 30 or 40 years, and they may know a much better way to do something than I just showed you. So any comments are appreciated. So until next time, stay safe, stay smart. Backyard Farmer, signing off.